Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Sunday Scaries with Charity Kristen. I am so excited to be back in the studio filming another pod. I just feel like it's been way too long, and I know I say this every single episode that I shoot, but I'm so serious. I just like to yap, and just yapping to my friends in person just isn't enough anymore. I just need to do it in front of a camera. Like, nobody else is talking back to me, giving opinions, getting tired of me yapping, or I don't have to hear, that's crazy. Wow, so crazy. Every other sentence because I'm like, I know you're not engaged in what I'm saying. So instead, I can just yap to you guys. And if you guys are saying that's crazy, I just simply won't know. And I love that. So there's a few things that I want to get into today because, whew, y'all, life has been life-banged, okay, to say the least. First of all, as I'm on my way here, tire, flat. Walk into the parking garage, flump flump, back tire, flat. Can't drive the car right now. I'm already somewhat running late and I know that traffic was going to be bad. So I book an Uber. It's rush hour. I live in Nashville. So you already know getting an Uber to the shoot was a challenge and it was kind of expensive. But we made it. And here we are. So all is well. But one, my Uber driver could not drive to save his life. He was stressing me out. He also kept trying to talk to me. And then his friends kept calling him. He's trying to include me in his friend's conversation. I'm like, sir, this is not necessary. Just drive, please. And I'm just here trying to get my thoughts together and, get in my little zone before I film this because I usually have a routine. And I was going to film a whole get ready with me. Like, my brain, y'all, is just not here today for some odd reason. I thought my podcast shoot was on Friday. It was today. Today is Wednesday, I think. It's Wednesday, yes. So, yeah, I did not get to do my little talking point thing where I go over my talking points at the little beer bar down the street. I usually get a beer flight. I go over my talking points, and I just kind of get in my little zen mode to do this. And you would think for somebody that just yaps, you don't really have to prepare for it. Yeah, I do. So we're a little anxious up here. We have the scaries, and we don't even have the scaries from drinking. We just have the scaries from life, unfortunately. And the scaries have not gone away for like the last month because they were not kidding. And I don't know who they is or they are, but they said that your 20s are basically the absolute shithole of your life. They weren't joking, okay? Because I went from feeling like I'm on top of the world, blah, blah, blah. I have my nice job. I love it. And then everything comes crashing down. Job, gone. Everything, gone. Not everything. Let me stop. I'm being a little dramatic. But going from working basically your entire life to being unemployed is very scary. um, I think that was the scariest feeling. And I already got another little part-time job and I'm super excited to start that and along with continuing the pod and my content because it seems to really be taking off. And before I get into everything else, I really just want to express my gratitude and appreciation to everybody that supports the pod, supports my content on TikTok, Instagram, all that. Um, there's just been such a difference over even the last week, but over this last month or so where I've just been locked in, focused on this, the growth has been like exponential and I'm just in disbelief. Literally, like I don't have any words other than thank you, and I'm excited to see where this goes again. And yeah, I just wanted to say I love you guys and thank you again. And so now I'm done being sappy and serious. Let's jump in to the fun stuff. I have a few little topics that I want to go over and chit chat about. So we're going to go in with those. All right. So we were talking about scaries, right? Everything gives me the scaries, but I have a little list here of some things that really give me the scaries, and I want to kind of go in and explain why. And I also want to know what are some things that give you guys the scaries. And I'm not talking about those scaries that are like, oh, what did I do last night? I woke up and I'm not at home, or I did this, or apparently I did that. Oh, all my friends are mad at me. Nobody's talking to me. Yeah, those are scary, whatever. I'm talking about like Trader Joe's. That's scary, okay? Going to Trader Joe's at 4 p.m. on a Tuesday afternoon should be illegal. Because, one, why is the whole tri state area in this Trader Joe's right now? And I don't think Trader Joe's is big enough to have all of these people walking around it. Like, the way the aisles at Trader Joe's are set up, I can't really explain it. You just kind of have to go and see it for yourself. But it's not like your standard grocery store. Like, it doesn't give like Kroger or Publix vibes. The aisles are just very different, and I feel like they're thinner or their carts are thicker. I don't know what it is, but either way, I feel like there's no wiggle room in there. And I love Trader Joe's. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to stop going, but I will never go at 4 p.m. on a weekday afternoon again. Like, I have to go like when they first open up at like what, 8, 9 in the morning when nobody's there yet, because there's too many people, too many carts. The amount of times my ankles get ran over by a little kid in the grocery store is ridiculous. And I hate to be a Karen about it, but it stresses me out. I'm just a girl. And it literally spikes my anxiety up to here. Like, I can physically not. I physically cannot do it. So that's one thing that scares me really bad. And I want to know what things like that scare y'all. Like, another thing for me, like elevators. I am deathly afraid of taking the elevator by myself. I'll take the elevator with other people, no problem, because if we get stuck, it's not just me. But I've been stuck by myself in an elevator before, and I quite frankly was ready to die in that elevator. It was like 8 in the morning. I'm on my way to school. I was in college at the time. And nobody was in, like, this was in my apartment building, my former apartment building. There was nobody there working yet. So I put the little emergency number. It was so bad, y'all. The lady that I was talking to through the elevator gave me her personal cell phone number so she could text me while I'm panicking because I call my dad. Love you, Dad, if you're watching this. Just know he made me feel a lot worse. But my dad used to work in maintenance for the city of New York. So he was telling me all these horror stories about elevators and how they get stuck all the time and how he's had to like pull people out of elevators from like other floors. And I'm like, thank you for telling me that while I'm stuck in the middle of an elevator. You know, your anxiety ridden daughter. You're telling her a story about how you had to drag somebody out of an elevator while she's stuck in an elevator. And then he had the audacity to be like, well, I got her out, so you'll get out. And I'm like, thank you. Yeah, great. Love that for me. And so that's how life has just been feeling lately. So it's like, you know, you go through the scaries, but you'll get out eventually. Have I gotten out yet? No. But I hope I will eventually. That's the plan. And you know what? We'll see. Maybe by the time I film the next episode, we'll be out of it. Probably not, but it's the thought that counts, right? Hey. All right, I need to take a sip of my high noon, y'all, because I just started thinking about that elevator experience again, and it just stressed me out really bad. Like, the thought of getting stuck in another elevator, and then to make matters worse, so I'm coming home, right, in my current apartment building, because for some odd reason, I refuse to live in an apartment that doesn't have an elevator. Like, I don't like those apartments where, like, you can just walk up the breezeway and your apartment door is right there. I don't like anybody just being able to access your apartment. Like, I need controlled access. So, my apartment building has an elevator. I don't take the elevator by myself. Anyway, I come home one day. There's this huge plastic-looking sheet over the elevator. Like, I can't even describe it. Like, I need to see if I can find a picture of something like that and, like, attach it. But it's this thick-looking plastic. There's some blue tape on it. So I'm here thinking the elevator is just out of service because the doors are open. Like, you can see the inside of the elevator through this plastic tarp-looking thing. But I was like, there's no way this is safe. Like, how is this supposed to work? It literally looked like a crime scene, honestly. And I'm not exaggerating. I know I kind of do that. But I swear, ask my roommate. It looked like a crime scene. Anyway, there's this button in it, or in the middle of it, that says press here to open. And so I start Googling, and apparently it's for, like, like when your apartment building catches on fire or something and it's like a door that keeps smoke from going up into, I guess, the other floors or whatever, because, smoke will travel through whatever that has to do with the elevator. I don't know. I'm not an engineer. But apparently that's what that was there for. So then my mind started wandering, and I was like, oh my gosh, what if you're in an elevator coming home and your apartment just bursts into flames? Then what do you do? Because then the smoke will start to just steep up while you're in the elevator. And then obviously, if your fire alarm's going off, the power shuts off in these new apartment buildings. Like, there's fire doors and everything. Like, even if there's a power outage, it activates the fire doors. And so I'm just here imagining as I'm walking past that elevator, just being stuck inside an elevator while your building's just bursting into flames. And that is where Sunday Scaries came from, y'all, because that is where my mind goes. I just always have to take it too far. Like, sometimes elevators just simply get stuck because of mechanical issues. I'm like, no, the elevator got stuck because the building is quite literally about to burst into flames. And unfortunately, that is my outlook on life. So, yeah, everything scares me. And that was my elevator spiel. Thank you for listening. And if you stuck this far, I apologize. But I don't think you should take an elevator. I'm just saying, take the stairs, get your steps in. I'm a fan of the stairs. It's like the Stairmaster in real life. So it's healthier for you. It's better for your mental. And by your mental, I mean mine. Because let me get a phone call from somebody and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm stuck in an elevator. I'm immediately going to be like, oh my gosh, the building's going to catch on fire and they're stuck in an elevator and I can't do anything about it. And that's where my mind goes. All right. So, yeah, moral of the story, maybe skip out on the elevator. Now, if you're in like a high rise or something, I'd probably still take the stairs. I'm just saying. That's just me personally. Sigh. All right. Another thing that gives me the scaries. This gives me more than the scaries, actually. I need a word that is so beyond the scaries that it's just like mortifying. Like the Mortys. I don't know, that sounds too much like morgue or something like that. I don't know, that just gives like not good vibes. I need a word. Somebody help me think of a word that's like scarier than scaries, because this is scarier than scaries in my opinion. And that thing, y'all, the dating pool in Nashville. The dating pool in Nashville, quite literally, is the most infected thing of water. It's bad, y'all. It's bad. It has pee in it. There's gators in it. There's lions in it, tigers, bears. You think of the worst pond or lake in Tampa, Florida, and that's all in the dating pool here in Nashville. And there's no way out of it, unfortunately, other than dating outside of Nashville. That's the only solution. And if you were one of those people that got lucky and found the love of your life in Nashville, how does it feel to be one of God's favorites? Because I can't relate. A lot of people I know also can't relate. It's just so bad out here, y'all, and I don't know why. Like, what is it that makes Nashville so hard to date? Like, I feel like there's gotta be more than a handful of people that actually want something real, but based on my experiences here, I fear that that is far from the truth. And alas, we've got to move on. So, I think Facebook has picked up on it, and I posted a reel about Facebook dating and how it's showing me people that are not in Nashville. I just think Instagram is tired of me complaining about the dating scene here in Nashville, which is understandable because it's really bad. And they've started showing me people in Texas and Florida. And of course, for me, it's always either the Tennessee man or the Florida man. I always end up talking to a Florida man. Like, I fear my husband is in Florida. Like, I just has to be, because one, that's where I need to be, Florida. Like, I want to move there so bad, and I honestly might next year. I think I'm gonna pull the trigger and do it. But I don't know. I don't think this is a coincidence. And Facebook even told me, I'm not lying, y'all. I spoke on this on my last podcast episode, Facebook commented on it. Wow. See, I'm at a loss for words. This is unbelievable. Facebook commented on it. There we go. And said that the universe is sending me a sign about these Florida men. So I'm just like, maybe. And then that clip proceeded to go viral. So I'm just saying, maybe, just maybe, I fear Facebook dating might be the vibe, y'all. Honestly. I've had more luck on Facebook dating than any other dating app. And I've only been on Facebook dating for a short period of time, or at least compared to all the other dating apps. Like, I started out first Bumble, and then we went to Hinge. Was on Tinder for all of 12 minutes because that was actually scary. Like, that's another thing that's just terrifying. Like, to those of you guys that find the love of your lives on Tinder, y'all are actually built different because I can't even imagine. I can't imagine. Like, it's like you get on Tinder and as you're swiping, it's just like, you're just getting like bit by piranhas, like on your feet. And it's just more aggravating than anything because they're just a nuisance that simply won't go away, like these men. And it's like you can't find a golden nugget on Tinder. Like, you just find a bunch of nuisances. Like, they just give, like, piranhas. Like, I don't know. What's something that just, like, you go to the lake and, I don't know, they just give Percy Priest Lake something you'd find in there. And I'm not a fan, personally. So I deleted the app really quick. What I should have done was put my Cash App in my bio, and I could have at least gotten some money out of it before I got banned. And honestly, I could still probably do that. I think my Tinder, if I log back in, I don't even know my login for Tinder. That's how long it's been since I've been on there. But that's an app that I would not mind to burst into flames and just, like, go away. Because it's... no. If you're looking for piranhas, go to Tinder. If you're looking for the love of your life, Facebook dating. And I know that makes me sound old. And I guess, maybe we're maturing, guys. Like, remember how we were at a point where Facebook was, like, not cool at all? And you're like, oh, you use Facebook? That's so lame. Like, and now I love Facebook. I think it just depends on who you're friends with on Facebook. Because my Facebook is a mix of, like, I have a lot of entrepreneurs on my Facebook, and then I have, like, people that I went to middle school with and high school, and then I have people that I just friended when I was, like, 10, and I was like, oh, we have mutual friends, cool, I'll add you back, whatever. So now it's, like, the perfect melting pot of, like, inspiring, normal, cool, and then your mix of ghetto. Like, you just need that. Like, I love finding arguments on Facebook, y'all. I'm scrolling through all 237 comments, and I'm taking a side because somebody is wrong in that Facebook argument. There's always somebody wrong. And then they start tagging people. They start posting receipts, like screenshots and stuff. Ugh, it's so good. I live for the drama on Facebook. Like, and it's so dramatic, which is why I think I love it, because it's not necessary at all. But here they are arguing on Facebook. Or even better, it's like when they go on live on Facebook and they just start screaming at the camera. I'm tuned in. Like, I'm sat. Like, I'm like, oh, no. No. She did not. No. And then they invite somebody else to join the live. It's even better if they invite the person that they're beefing with to join the live and they just start arguing on live. It's literally the funniest thing. Like, some of the Facebook lives that I've tuned into should be viral. Like, that's just... ugh. I hate to say it, but it's such a beautiful thing. I love Facebook. And if you think Facebook is boring, you're not friends with the right people on Facebook. Like, you should be able to walk away getting off of Facebook feeling inspired and ready to take on the world, but also, like, let somebody try me. Like, you need yin and yang on your social media, in my opinion. Like, I need all of the above. Like, just a good little balance. Yeah, so I'm just saying, I think we should bring Facebook back. Instagram and Facebook are already like this, so if you have an Instagram, you probably have a Facebook account still. So I think we should bring back Facebook, And we should bring like the Facebook groups back. Like, I should create a Facebook group for Sunday Scaries, just the Scary Sisters or the Sunday, I don't know what to call it, but that would be so much fun where we just kind of post. And I know that like the Are We Dating the Same Guy groups are like really big on Facebook, and something like that, but for the Scaries. I think that would be iconic. That would be fun. I'm putting that in the back of my head. But also, while we're on the topic of Are We Dating the Same Guy, there's a couple things that I want to get off my chest about this page, or all of these pages, okay? For those of you guys that don't know, Are We Dating the Same Guy is quite literally exactly what it sounds like. They're Facebook groups for like each city, and you find out, are you dating the same guy? It's really for like women's safety, and just to find out things about men before you potentially go on a date with them or something like that. But it gets to the point to where it's more dramatized than anything, in my opinion. And if I discovered a red flag about a man that made me was like, alarm, alarm, then I would go to the page and be like, let me see if I can find him in here. These girls just post him, just wanting the tea, all the tea, getting mad at the men for having a past. Or girls will be like, I just matched with this guy. Is anyone else talking to him? I'm sure you just matched with him 30 minutes ago. Unless you guys move to exclusivity that quickly, I doubt he's not talking to anybody else. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm just playing devil's advocate here, but I don't know, some of these things that we post in these groups just don't make sense to me, y'all. Like, or we'll be in the group, somebody will post something like, beard, Hispanic man, 32. Any tea? There's a lot of bearded Hispanic men that are 32 in this world. And then to make matters worse, the girls will be in the comments like, initials? Y'all, please give us nothing. Yes, thank you. I love that. Oh, I love that. And then, I don't know, and then the girls start freaking out when they see that the guys have the same initials. Like, the alphabet isn't a thing, and there's multiple people in this world that have the same initials, and it's probably just coincidental more than anything. But it's just so funny seeing people freak out over initials. Like, they won't even post the name, which I get, but it's like, why even go that far to post about him if you're not going to post, like, his name or anything like that? Like, some of the things are just very unnecessary. Like, I saw these two girls got into an argument today, and this one girl was lying about sleeping with this other girl's man. And so then she was asking for proof, and then the other girl just poof disappeared. So that turned into a whole thing. Like, I don't know, just I get up every morning and I check this page like it's the daily newspaper because one, I think it's funny when people I know end up on that page. I'm a girl's girl though. I'm not a snitch. So before y'all come at me, I don't do that. I just think it's entertaining. And before you guys are like, well, you'll know how it feels when a guy that you're dating gets posted in the groups. I do. I have. Not only the Nashville group, but also the Tampa group and the Clearwater group. So I'm going to laugh about it now. I've been through the trenches, okay? Thank you. Once you learn how to laugh about it, it just becomes a lot better. So, yeah, that is my bone to pick with Are We Dating the Same Guy? And chances are, if you live in Nashville, you are. End of story. Okay. Cool. Thanks. All right. Now that we've been personally victimized by Are We Dating the Same Guy, have you ever been personally victimized by Eddie's vodka? That lemon vodka, y'all. Y'all. I'm getting nauseous just thinking about it. You know that drink that you have when you're like freshly 21 and you have the freedom to go to the liquor store, get whatever you want, and you don't quite want to drink straight liquor yet because it doesn't taste good, because your taste buds just aren't simply evolved, so you're drinking everything with like the sugar and all of the actual bad stuff that gives you the hangover. Yeah, I went to the liquor store one New Year's Eve. I got a gigantic bottle. That's an exaggeration. It was probably like this big. Deep Eddie's lemon vodka. And I'm chugging it at this point. Like, I'm just taking shot after shot. Mind you, I was at a New Year's Eve party Before this, we went to the Mexican restaurant, had some margs, then went to the liquor store, had a few beers, and ended with this. I'm pretty sure I got alcohol poisoning this night, and I will never bring this up to my parents unless I watch this. I don't think my dad will watch the whole episode and see, but I know my mom will. So, sorry, mom and dad, if you're watching this. I wasn't sickly that day. I was just deathly hungover. I was literally ready to lay on my deathbed. Like, it took everything for me to not go to the hospital. But, when you get the fun shot glasses that are like, take a shot, blah, 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 if, blah, blah, blah. So I don't even remember what mine said, but mine prompted me to take only God knows how many shots. So I woke up New Year's Day the next day. So bad, y'all. My friend woke up in the bathtub. I woke up on the couch covered in my own throw up. And then I was down for the next few days, actually. Like, you would think that I was drinking to die. And I might have momentarily after that. But there's just certain alcohols that I cannot even look at without almost getting nauseous. And I don't know if you guys can see it in my face, but I'm just thinking about that night right now. And I fear I'm going to have to move on to the next topic before I actually get nauseous. But let me know, what alcohol made you almost quit drinking? Or what alcohol do you guys have such a bad experience with to the point where you can't even look at a bottle without it making you anxious? Because for me, it is Deep Eddies. Like, I'll be at, I think it's Applebee's, and they have that marg with the Deep Eddies vodka in it, and I'm like, I can't even get a cocktail with it in it. Like, ugh. It's just so bad, y'all. So, tell me, I want to know, has anybody else been through this? Because, yeah, okay, enough of that. All right. So, kind of back to a little bit of a serious note, but not really, but kind of at the same time. So, as some of you guys know, I don't have a full-time job right now, and that has prompted me to chase my dreams. And guess what? Why are they kind of coming true? Like, this is crazy. And I know, it's more of an ego hit than anything when you lose your job, especially when you feel really connected with the people that you work with and all of that. But it also pushed me to embrace the uncertainty and just be a little more uncomfortable, because I do feel like I was becoming stagnant and I wasn't truly doing what I love to do. Like, what I love to do is this. Like, I love to create. I love to just do anything that involves the creative side of my brain. And now that I'm actually walked in doing that, I'm actually starting to see things happen. And this is just me saying, if you have a dream, just go for it. Like, I was kind of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out with it, because I also crave stability. And now that I don't have that necessarily, I'm just kind of like, well, we just jump on into the pool. Like, can't get any worse. So, at least I'll be happy doing what I love. And, that's a hill that I'll die on. Like, is that the right catchphrase? I don't know. But that's what I mean. Like, y'all get what I'm trying to say. Just chase your dreams. Do what you love to do. Make time for that. Like, I didn't do that before, and now that I'm actually making the time to do the things that I love, my mental health has, we're not doing too bad anymore. Last podcast episode, I said my mental health was deteriorating. Yeah, now we're creating, we're happy, we're vibing, and even if it's just, carving out certain time throughout the week, just take that time to do that. Like, I struggled so bad with balancing, my actual, work life and then my creative work life, because to me, this doesn't really feel much like work. And now it's starting to, in reality, it's turning into that, and it's such a blessing, and I'm so grateful for all the opportunities that are just falling into my lap, I feel like, as of recent. And again, this is coming from me. If I can do it, any of y'all can do it. So, just dive in. Keep, full send. Like, I don't regret it, and I don't think you'll ever regret doing something you love. It's kind of like waking up in the morning, it's like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym, but you've never regretted going to the gym after the fact, even if you didn't have a good workout, because you still got your lift in. So that's kind of how this is for me as well. So, yeah. If you don't listen to anything else that I say, listen to that. Thanks. Now, let me talk about Big Time Rush, because they are going on tour. I have to end up at that tour, you guys. I feel like my podcast is somewhat centered around Big Time Rush and the entire lore, because I don't know if y'all remember my first episode, the OGs will remember, the really bad Big Time Rush first date story. This man drove all the way from Kentucky. We went to, where did we go? Top Golf or whatever. And then his card declined at Wendy's. I drove ahead. Yeah, his card declined at Wendy's. And then instead of going home after the fact, he logs me out of my Spotify account on my living room TV and proceeds to only play Big Time Rush on the TV. And I cannot get this first date out of my head, no matter how hard I try to. This always comes back up no matter what I'm doing. Like, this story is just, it's just engraved in my mind, unfortunately. Like, my future kids will be hearing this story. I'm about to be like, don't do this. If you take a girl out, just make sure you at least have 437 so she can get a 4 for 4. And then, don't log her out of her Spotify. Just be cool. Like, you didn't have to do all that. I'm kind of grateful he did that, because I brought this up, and tell me why. Not even 6 months later, I meet Logan and Kendall from Big Time Rush at a bar in Nashville. It's the most random thing. It wasn't even like a super like fancy like cocktail bar like anywhere on Broadway. It wasn't anything like that. It was really like a barcade. And I'm talking to Logan, and Kendall is so locked in with this game that he's playing. And so then when he's done playing, we're still talking to Logan, and Kendall's like, I'm here too. And then I'm like, oh, not if Kendall is here too. The fact that I'm just here talking to Kendall and Logan, and I forgot to tell them the first date story. I'm like, y'all, I just need to go to their tour. I need to get backstage passes so I can tell them this story, because they have to know. They have to hear the story. Like, I just feel like Big Time Rush, like, these are the main people that need to know about this date. Like, me just yapping, cool. Like, yes, I tend to do this for just anybody to listen to. But Big Time Rush, I really need to give you the whole lore about this date, because I feel like this date is the reason I met you guys at that bar. Because manifestation is real. Okay? Cool. So, Big Time Rush, if you're watching this, have your people DM my people, and let's make something happen. Or, better yet, come on the pod. Just imagine, just me, this pod with Big Time Rush. That would actually be iconic. And the guy just watching back at these episodes, he probably doesn't even remember my name. It was just one date. But he's like, unreal. But yeah, that would be hilarious. That would be so funny. All right, y'all. I have been yapping for a while. There's a lot of things that have been scaring me lately, but we're going to get through it. I am going to finish my little special drink here. I have an event that I have to go to right after here that I'm really excited for, because guess what? Your girl's getting invited to events. Can you believe it, guys? Like, if you would have told me even like 2 months ago that I would be getting invited to events, like influencer events, I'd laugh in your face. I'm like, that's so funny, huh? But no, it's actually happening. So again, chase that dream. Like, I'm so serious, y'all. And I know what you're thinking. Why is it your dream to be an influencer? Everybody wants to be an influencer. Or everybody hates on people with podcasts, too. It's like, oh, you should have to have a degree to podcast. Guess what? I do have a degree in media management, film, and photography. So I feel like I can podcast with this degree. Thank you. But for everyone else that's not hating on the podcast, again, I love and appreciate you guys so much, and I am so grateful, and I am so excited to see where this podcast goes. But I will see you guys next time on Sunday Scaries. Bye.